Hi guys, Tom Frampton here from Mastering the Mix, and welcome to another mix walkthrough video where I show you what steps I take to get a song sounding its best. Hopefully, you'll learn something new to get your productions sounding better than ever. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to get more videos like this. And don't forget to grab the free trials of our plugins from the link in the description. Okay, today I'm going to be mastering this song called Can't We Try Again by Jens Andreas Kleiven. Really nice organic sound. First thing we can see here is all the transients are looking really nice and intact. Let's listen to the pre-master here in reference. You can see these aren't lining up, so I just hit track align. And there we go, we can jump seamlessly between them. So it's going to help us make sure that we're making good mix decisions. Now, this other reference track, you can hear it super loud in comparison, so we want to hit level match here as well in reference. So when we jump backwards and forwards, it's a nice balance so we don't get any misrepresentation of the tonal balance. So it's a good idea to load up your reference tracks to start off with when mastering your tracks, because it gives you that good frame of mind of where do you want to take these tracks? Where do you want the master to end up sounding? If you just dive straight into EQing and compression, you know, you might not get the right sound. So I'm going to use levels here. I'm going to load up the Spotify preset for mastering. I'm going to start off by setting the loudness. Kind of work backwards from there. So I'm going to keep an eye on the LUFS here, shooting for around no louder than -12 integrated on the right hand side there. Shooting for -1 decibels true peak. So I'm going to just adjust the output level here. Let's figure out a way to see. It's getting a little bit close there. I think I'll just bring this down a touch more to. Here we go. Bit of wiggle room there. Can't we try again? Spotify streams audio anything between -12 and -16 LUFS integrated. The louder tracks can stream around -12, so that's the kind of target that I sometimes shoot for. You don't have to shoot for that, but it does mean that you can maintain a lot more of a dynamic range. So let's look at the compression here. We want that needle just jumping back slightly from 0, but making its way back there. So let's see. Can't we try again? See, we don't want to overcompress it too much. That sucks out the transient, so it's just tickling that. Let's see. I also really like this soft distortion setting in Logic. It's got a nice clipping sound. It gives it a bit more punch. Adjusting the output gain there to make sure we're making good decisions. Don't want to be fooled by it being too loud. Let's figure out a way to see. So again, we're just adjusting this attack and the release to make sure the needle is dancing well with the track, with the transients. Levels are staying in the green there, so let's move on to the stereo separation. Just isolating these low frequencies to see how they're looking on the vector scope. The low frequencies are pretty central anyway, but I'll keep that nicely in mono there. Let's see the rest of the spectrum. So there's not a lot of stereo width happening in these upper frequencies, so we can push these up a bit. Just a good tip here is that don't click stereoize on Ozone 8 Imager, because that can start to really mess up the sound. This is a lot more subtle when you do it like this. Let's figure out a way to see. Now, increasing the stereo width like that can actually give a little bit of a boost to the upper frequencies. Let's see how it's. We try again.
or tear down the penthouse. The
other side of the story. Oh, can't we try?
I'm gonna hit level match here so we get a good balance between these two. And we can see actually here already these white level lines in the Trinity display at the bottom are kind of edging up a touch just to show that ozone has already given it a touch more high-end presence there. Haven't even touched the EQ yet. Okay, so levels are showing us that we're getting a bit loud, so I'm going to bring this down. There we go. Let's do Pro Q3 first. I'm gonna see if I can notch out some of these resonances. I'm hanging my mouse here so it just captures where those peaks are. It allows me to really see where the loud ones are. I'm just keeping it at 0 and then dynamically bringing it down.
Can't we try again?
It's a fairly time-consuming way to get rid of these peaks. There are some plugins that do this automatically, but don't really like them, and this is... It's always worth putting in this time to notch out some of these peaks. It gives it a much clearer sound.
From the other side of the story. Oh, can't we try again?
We're always bypassing the plugins on and off to make sure that we're making positive progress with each mix decision. Seems to be quite a few peaks in this range, but not everything needs to be dynamically reduced.
Try again.
Just notching out those mids there, very slight attenuation.
From the other side of the story.
Let's go to mix room. I'm going to load a reference track here. I'm going to loop the chorus and create the targets. Now Mixroom is going to tell me the EQ curve I need to get this track sounding like my reference track. So we can see a massive boost there in the high end. I'm going to click Add Smart Bands just to get those happening. So straight away we're getting a lot more clarity now with Mixroom. This might be a little bit too much, this boost here, so I'm just going to bring this down. You can get these big changes if there's a difference in instrumentation, like a loud hi-hat in the other mix or something.
Can't we try again?
I'm definitely liking the... It's really lifted it out there, a lot more clarity. Some quite considerable changes here. So I'm just going to... That's boosted the high end quite a lot, so what I'll do is the S's are now sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to use Pro Q3 just to dynamically pull those out, and I'll focus that in the mids as well. So now we have the plugins interplaying. You can use the solo function here just to make sure that you're boosting the frequencies that you want to be boosting.
go to the penthouse long.
So don't wait too long to listen to your reference tracks again. You want to stay on the right path. And that's how the original mix sounded. There's a lot more clarity there now. We want to always keep referring back to them to make sure that if every single step that you do in your mastering chain is improving the sound. You can be honest with yourself by referring back to the original mix that you received before you started mastering.
Let's figure out a way to see. From the other side of the story. Can't we try again? Let's figure out a way to see.
Got some good clarity there, still needs some tweaks.
Side of the story.
Let's use bass drum, so this is going to focus on the low end. I'm going to use that reference track again. Loop the final chorus there to set the targets. Now let's have a look. So we've got a couple of boosts here, adding a bit more warmth to the low end. Bass drum's got these amazing transparent filters, so so quick to get results there. A lot more warmth, a lot more clarity now.
Tear down the penthouse doors, those penthouse doors.
The Trinity display there in reference those white lines is also showing me that the tonal balance is nice and similar between my tracks.
Let's figure out a way to see.
Looking again for any peaks that are kind of sticking out. The clarity in those upper mids isn't quite there for me yet.
Can't we try again?
Let's ride the elevator, is what we see.
You can see here the Trinity display is showing that it's not quite as bright as our reference track, so I'm going to try boosting some of these higher frequencies. I don't want to take it too harsh. Perhaps that initial target was correct.
Let's ride the elevator.
You can see those purple punch dots were really moving away from the white level lines, and that shows that my track is much more dynamic than the reference track, and that's probably what's happening because I'm mastering this for Spotify, whereas that was probably mastered with the loudness wars in mind, pushing for more loudness, sacrificing dynamics.
Of the story. Can't we try again? Let's figure out a way to see.
So we can really hear we've alleviated that boxy sound in the original pre-master.
Can't we? Let's go. Let's ride the Let's figure.
Sounding great as well, stacked up against our reference track.
From the other side of
A final look at our levels here. Everything is in the green, so that's looking good, but let's take a look. Dynamic range, nice and punchy.
Let's figure out a way to see. From the other side of the story.
Still at -1 decibels true peak, so that's great for Spotify.
Can't we try again?
Great, I'm happy with how this is sounding.
Can't we try again?
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to get more videos like this. And don't forget to grab the free trials of our plugins from the link in the description.